Today on Max Handy Gadgets, we're going to take this really thick chuck roast and we're going to turn it into a delicious thick chuck steak that is so tender and juicy and perfectly medium rare in the middle. And we're going to use our Sous Vide function on our Instant Pot to do it. So let's get started. Okay, and to make our delicious thick, tender and juicy chuck steak, we're starting off with a nice chuck roast here. Let me see if I can show you the label. It's an Angus chuck roast. It's about 2.5 pounds. That's what we're going to use today. Okay, and to turn our chuck roast into a delicious chuck steak that is really tender and juicy, we're going to go ahead and season this up real good. And then we're going to go ahead and cook it in our Instant Pot. And we're going to use our Sous Vide function to do it. So let's get started. Okay, let me get this out of the package and I'll bring you back. Okay guys, here's our beautiful chuck roast that we're going to turn into a delicious, tender and juicy chuck steak. Yep. Alright, let's get started. Okay, now there's a lot of different muscle groups in here, you know. So it has a tendency to kind of separate on you while you're cooking them. So let's go ahead and truss it up. And what I mean by that is it's a fancy word for saying tie it up. Okay, with some butcher twine. Alright, let's do that. Okay, we'll just take our butcher twine here and we'll go ahead and tie it up. Put it like right in the middle here. Now over here, just make a couple loops. And just go for a nice knot there, just pull it tight. There you go. And we'll go ahead and make another knot and it'll be good to go. Okay, there you go. Now that should be about right in the middle. Can you see it? Okay, that's good. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and salt it. We're going to use some kosher salt. Spread it on there. Get a good coating. This will help tenderize it while it's in the Instant Pot on Sous Vide. Okay, and give it a little bit of flavor. Okay, pat that in. Flip them over. We'll do this side. Now it may look like a lot of salt, but it isn't. It's coarse salt, so it'll go right in there and help tenderize it. Okay, pat that in good. Flip that over. Now I like to sprinkle it with a little bit of rosemary. Okay, pat that in. And we'll flip it over and do the other side. A little more rosemary. Okay, pat that in. Okay, now we're going to just take an ordinary plastic bag and we're going to put it in there. Just like that. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Beautiful. Now you could go ahead and put soy sauce in there and all kinds of different herbs and spices, but I just like the rosemary and some salt because we want that taste of that nice chuck roast to come out and have a nice sauce in there when we're done. Okay, let's go ahead and get ready to put this in our Instant Pot and we'll start the Sous Vide. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, let's go ahead and take the pressure cooker lid off our Instant Pot. And we have our insert there. Now we're going to probably fill this up to about the 5-quart level. This is an 8-quart Instant Pot, so we're going to fill it to the 5-quart level. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, let's put our Instant Pot back in. It's filled up with water to the 5-quart level. Then we're going to go ahead and take our beautiful chuck roast here that we're going to turn into a nice, tasty, delicious, tender, juicy steak. Yeah. So let's put that right in there and leave the bag open. Just like that, and we'll seal it up to about maybe a half inch or so from the end, and we'll put a straw in there to get any of the air out, and we'll use the water displacement method to get most of the air out, just like that. You can see it. Most of the air is going out. It's like vacuum sealed almost. The pressure of the water pushes around the plastic there and seals it up around the meat. So we'll just go ahead and seal it up, just like that. Make sure it's covered with water, and we'll go ahead and put our lid on. And let's set our pot to Sous Vide. Yeah, let's do it. Okay guys, let's set our Instant Pot to Sous Vide. We hit the Sous Vide button down here. And last time we did 24 hours, let's raise it up. We're gonna go 30 hours. Yep. That should make it more tender and definitely juicy. And we're not gonna do 140 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna drop that down to 131 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to hit start. And that's basically all you have to do. And the Instant Pot will take care of the rest. Now it'll cook for 30 hours at 131 degrees Fahrenheit, and that roast will be tender and juicy inside and perfectly medium rare, you know. So there we go. That sounds good to me. Now if you wanted your chuck roast to be more tender, you know, fall apart fork tender, you just raise up the temperature a bit, maybe to 145, 155, 160. It depends on how you want your roast to be, you know. Fork tender, fall apart, you know. There you go. Now, if you want it like a steak, you're going to need to have the temperature between about 130 to 135. That'll be the perfect medium rare steak. Yeah, that's what we're shooting for. Okay, guys, there you have it. I'll see you in about 30 hours. And for you, it'll be just like this. For me, I'll catch you in 30 hours. I guess you know what it's time for now, don't you? A nice cold snack. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, our delicious chuck roast is done. Let's just go ahead and cancel. And we sous vide our chuck roast for 30 hours at 131 degrees Fahrenheit. So it should be perfectly medium rare in the middle. Now let's get it out of the Instant Pot and take a look at it together. That sounds good. Let's do it. Okay, let's open our Instant Pot and see how we did. Okay guys, let's take a look. Oh yeah. Can you see it? Look at all the juice in there. Okay, we're going to save that juice and we might make an Au Jus out of it, right? Okay. Alright, let's get that out of there and we'll get ready to pat it dry. And then we'll sear it up in our cast iron skillet. Let's do it. Okay guys, here it is, right out of the Instant Pot. It's still in the bag and look at all those juices. Okay, we're going to go ahead and try to save those juices because we're going to make a nice, delicious Au Jus out of that. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Alright, let me see if I can get this roast out of the bag and then we'll go ahead and save our juice. Alright, let's do it. Let's go ahead and unzip it. And we'll turn it sideways so I can reach in the bag here. And we'll go ahead and get that out of there. It's going to be a little warm. That's why I'm wearing the gloves. Alright, let's get it out. Alright, here we go. Put that aside. There it is right there. Look at that. Can you see it? I know it doesn't look appetizing now, but you just wait until we're done with it. This is going to be really tender and juicy, and it's going to have a nice crust on the outside. So let's just go ahead and pat this dry, and then we'll get ready to sear it up in our cast iron skillet. Now that really does sound good. Okay, let me see if I can put the Au Jus in there without spilling it all over. That's what we're going to make our Au Jus out of? Yep. Look at all that. Beautiful right there. Okay, let's get our juice out of the way. Okay, let's go ahead and pat our chuck roast dry. I did this a little bit already, so it's pretty dry. And we'll go ahead and flip it over. And we'll do this side. Boy, look at the rosemary on there. It's still on there after the sous vide process. Looks really good. Smells wonderful. I wish you could smell it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and season our nice roast here. And then we're going to sear it up in our cast iron skillet and turn this into a delicious steak that you could slice and eat, you know, just like a steak. All right, let's put a little salt. Okay, a little bit of pepper. A little bit of garlic powder. And a little bit of onion powder. That's always good. And the tiniest bit of smoked paprika is really good because it's smoky. Okay, pat that in a little. Okay, we'll go ahead and flip it over. And we'll do the same to this side. We'll put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, some garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder because we love our onion powder, and a tiny bit of smoked paprika. That's always good because it makes everything taste smoky. And we'll go pat that in. Okay, that looks good. Okay, now all we have to do is fire up our cast iron skillet and sear this baby up. All right, let's do it. Okay guys, let's just go ahead and set our burner to medium high. And we'll go ahead and put a little oil in the pan. And we'll let that get smoking hot. Okay, our pan's starting to smoke, so it's plenty hot enough. And now we're going to take our beautiful chuck roast here, and this is where we turn it into a nice steak because we're going to make a nice crust on the outside. So let's go ahead and put that in there. Okay, now we're going to let that go maybe a minute and a half on each side, and then we'll flip it over. Okay, it's been about a minute and a half. Let's see how we're doing. Oh yeah, look at that crust on there. Oh, that's beautiful. Now to do this good, you need a really hot cast iron skillet. And it'll put a crust on there really quick. And that's what you want. You don't want to be cooking it because it's already cooked. You know, the sous vide process already did that for you. So let's just go ahead and sear this up on that side, and then we'll start doing our edges. Okay, it's been about a minute and a half. Let's see how we did. That's beautiful crust. Look at the crust on there. That's really good. Okay, let's just go ahead and do our edges. Okay, let's flip it over. Okay, let's do this one. Okay. Boy, I wish you could smell this because it really smells good in this kitchen. Yep. Okay. Okay guys, it's almost done, so we're going to take our butter and smear it all over there because we love our butter, don't we? Okay, let's put it on there. Okay, let's flip that over and do the other side. Put some nice butter on there. That's got a nice crust right there. Okay, there you go. Let's flip it back. Look at that crust. Beautiful. Okay, that's done. Let's shut off our burner. And we'll go ahead and get that out of there. And put that right on a cutting board. Just like that. Wow. Can you see that? Boy, is that good looking. Oh yeah, and it smells wonderful. Yep. Okay, let's put this aside and we'll start making our Au Jus. Okay, into our hot pan with all those tasty little bits down the bottom there, we're going to go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of red wine, drinking wine, not cooking wine. Put that right in there. And to that, we're going to add our juices from our meat from when we sous vide it. Put that right in there. Give that a little stir. Okay, we're going to reduce our Au Jus down a little bit. Boy, that smells good already. Yeah, that's going to taste really good with all those flavor bits in there. And the butter from when we basted our steak. Yep. And the wine. Oh yeah, that's going to be beautiful. Okay, our Au Jus is about done. It reduced down and it looks really good. It smells wonderful. Yeah. Okay, let's shut off our burner. And get ready to put that in a pitcher. Yeah. Then we can have a delicious taste of our tasty chuck steak. Yeah, let's do that. Put that in a pitcher and have a taste test. Okay, let's go ahead and put our Au Jus in a pitcher. We'll move this aside for a minute. And we'll go ahead and take one of our Pyrex pitchers, yep, and put it right on the burner there. Yeah, okay. And we'll see if we can pour that in there. There we go. Okay, there you go. Okay guys, there's our beautiful Au Jus. Boy, that's going to taste good with that nice chuck steak. Alright, let's have a taste. Yeah, I can't wait for this. Okay, let's do it. Here it is guys, our delicious looking chuck steak that we turned into a delicious steak. And hopefully it's perfectly medium rare in the middle when we cut it open. This is going to taste good. I wish you could smell this because it really smells good. And I can't believe it, but our butcher twine stayed intact. Yeah. It really does help though to tie them up because that way it's easier to sear them up in the cast iron skillet and they don't fall apart on you. Okay, let's cut that off there. Okay, let's just go ahead and cut our string. And I'm going to go ahead and put just a little more salt on because we like our salt, right? Just not too much. And a little bit of pepper. And a tiny bit of onion powder. Yeah, that's always good. And we're going to go ahead and cut our steak with our nice Santugo knife. Yep, it's an Aceti Santugo knife. And of course, we went ahead and sharpened it with our AnySharp knife sharpener. And this is still working good, guys. So if you want one, go ahead and buy one because this has been lasting me almost 2 years. So it's still going good. And you know how I always forget to sharpen my knives, right? Yeah. Okay, let's put this aside. And let's turn this so you can see it a little better. And let's cut off a nice slice here. And we'll keep going. Wow. Is that beautiful? I'm trying to cut through there real nicely because I don't want to make too big of pieces, you know. That crust is really good too. Boy, is that perfectly medium rare or what? Oh yeah, can you see it? Let me see if I can show you. Look at this. And this is fall apart tender, guys. Can you see it? It's beautiful. Boy, this is really going to taste good. Look. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and cut a couple more. Boy, that crust is beautiful. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can spread these out a little bit so you can see them better. Wow, that really does smell good. And I bet you it's going to taste just as good as it smells. Yeah, I can't wait to get into this. Oop, you know what I forgot? I almost forgot my Au Jus. I will put it up here. Okay guys, I can't wait to have a taste test. So let's just go ahead and have a taste. Let's try this one right here. What do you think? This one right here. Look at that. Do you see how the crust is on there? It's just really, really thin. And it's pink right to the edge. Beautiful. All right, let's have a taste. Yeah, I don't think you even need a knife, but we're gonna go for it anyway. Oh yeah, you don't need a knife. Okay, there it is. Look at that. Can you see it? Look at the crust on there. That is just beautiful right there. Oh yeah. Okay, let's dip it in our Au Jus. There she is. Let's have a taste. Wow, is that tender. If you make them this way, you probably never make them any other way again, because that is so tender, and you can control how pink your middle is there. Yeah, you can. You just set your temperature up a little bit on your sous vide pot, you know, the Instant Pot, and it'll get done a little more in there. But this is perfectly medium rare. Let me just see if I can show you just how tender that is. Can you see that? I'm just going to pull it apart. Look at that. Unbelievable. Yet it chews and eats like a steak. Okay, let me rearrange these a little bit better so you can see them better. Get this one up here. What's he doing down there? Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. A delicious chuck roast that we turn into a delicious chuck steak. And you can eat this like a steak, cut it like a steak, and it really does taste good. And your family and friends will love this. So just go ahead and make them this way is all I got to tell you. This is so tender and juicy, they'll love it. And the Au Jus, you know, go ahead and make it your way if you want. You know, add seasonings. But this is really good Au Jus. Yeah, boy is that tasty. Yeah, I just got to have another little bite. There you go. That's more of a normal bite-sized piece. Can you see the crust? Beautiful. Okay, let's dip it in there just a little bit this time. Okay, there you go. Yep, I gotta have another bite. Yeah, okay. There she is, guys. Look at that crust on there. Beautiful crust, and it's not all the way in, it's on the edge. Okay, let's just have another bite. Dip some Au Jus on there. Okay, let's have a bite. Yep, you can't beat it. The flavor is just awesome. Especially when you sear it in a cast iron skillet and get all that charred bits on the outside. It almost tastes like you threw it on a grill. Yep, it really does smell good. And with all the smoke that was in here, you know, and the smell, I think my neighbors are going to be knocking, you know. Yeah. Okay. Alright guys, if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Delicious chuck roast that we turn into a tasty chuck steak. Boy, is that good. That's what's for dinner tonight. That sounds good.